Hockey 605. We're here with Brian Prisbe, who is the general manager of the Scheels IcePlex. We've been enjoying this tour you've been giving us, Brian, but we wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and
Sure.
how you came to this place.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, so that kind of gave me the backbone to hockey. Unfortunately, I didn't play hockey as a kid. I wished I would have. My dad was a really good racquetball player in Wisconsin. He would travel all over the state and play in open division tournaments. So my winters were spent at racquetball courts back in the 70s and 80s when racquetball was very popular. So therefore I didn't get to play, but I skated outside with my buddies. My high school that I went to was Wisconsin State champs. My parents had season hockey tickets to Wisconsin Badgers, being from Madison. So hockey was very much part of my life growing up, other than the fact that I didn't play. Then I grew up in Madison, and then I went to school, college, after I graduated high school at Northern State in Aberdeen.
Oh, okay.
My parents were originally from that Aberdeen area, so I knew the area. So I went to school at Northern. I played golf for the Northern State golf team. And actually met my wife on the women's golf team at Northern. She's from Flandreau, South Dakota, so when we were dating, we'd come down to Flandreau and we'd drive to Sioux Falls, and I really liked Sioux Falls. I could tell that Sioux Falls fit the mold of a Madison more than an Aberdeen did. No knock to Aberdeen. It was a great place to go to school for 5 years, and I like Aberdeen, but I like the big city feel. And so we both got jobs here out of college, and I started at Citibank almost 19 years ago, where I worked up until last week when I started this job. So kind of founded started my career there managing, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I got the job. Or it was one of the things Joe hired me for, is just the management, the business side of it. But going back, we have two boys. My oldest son Ben. It wasn't really a thought that when we had kids, I'm going to get him in hockey, and they're going to be hockey players. But he started watching the movie The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, and who hasn't been turned on to hockey by Mighty Ducks?
And literally, the movie The Mighty Ducks got my son Ben into hockey immediately. The Stampede were new at the time. I think it was like their first or second year here when that was taking place. And a good friend of ours, Wendy McDonald, was working for the Stampede, and she had Ben come out and take the flag out to center ice when he was 5, and then had him do the little mini games in between before he was even part of the Flyers Association when he was like 4 or 5. But once that happened, it was go time. So he's been playing since he was 5. And then we have another son, Sam, who was on the Bantam East State Championship team. I'll just throw that in there.
Yeah, they are very good.
Yeah. So I've had 2 kids in the program. There'll be a senior and a sophomore this year. And I've been coaching for a lot of the years with both kids, and just part of the program, and just fell in love with it. Again, I didn't play as a kid, but I could skate. But as I've been coaching, I've been improving. I mean, and that's kind of the fun part too. I started, actually, the first ever hockey game that I played in was 3 years ago in our Sioux Falls Adult Men League for the Dudes.
The Dudes?
The Dudes, yeah. So that was my first ever hockey game that I played in, and that even hooked me even more. I mean, just the camaraderie in the locker room, just the guys that we play with, and just the level of hockey. Granted, it's not the USHL or the NHL, but it's just a bunch of older guys out there competing. There's referees, there's some heated battles in the corners, everything, but it's just a great sport, and it's certainly become a part of our life in the Prisbe family. And now it's going to be even more a part of my life, our life, coming here every day and just managing this place and watching the kids come in and out of here, and the adults come in and out of here, and just being part of it every day is just going to be exciting and fun. Looking forward to it.
I bet your boys are going to want to have take your kid to work day every day.
Absolutely, yeah. They're getting to that point where they're maybe a little too cool to hang out with dad all the time. But just the kids that I've coached over the years, it's going to be fun to watch them, graduate from high school, go on to college, and then maybe come back to Sioux Falls and have their kids coming through here, and just to see all that take place over the years, and the kids coming up now, just to I'll be getting to know them. I'll be here. I plan on still coaching even when my kids are gone off to college and all that. So just to be part of the scene is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, and we have a saying that hockey is a game that's easy to fall in love with, and obviously your family has fallen deeply in love.
Oh yeah, and I had a love for it even before my kids got into it, watching the Wisconsin Badgers, and but it's hard not to like hockey. People that don't know hockey just don't enjoy it because they haven't given it a chance. But I guarantee you, once they go to a Stampede game, once they come out here and see a good varsity boys and girls hockey game here at Center Ice, we're going to try and have some primetime games with the South Dakota Amateur Hockey, where we showcase let's say a Brookings Sioux Falls game on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and pump up that enthusiasm. There really wasn't a lot of enthusiasm the last few years because the Expo just wasn't a warm and fuzzy place to come and watch a game. This will be, and kids can be warm here, and they can hang out and have a good time. So just I'm excited for that enthusiasm, and having two kids at the varsity level. This next year is going to be even more fun. So hopefully hopefully the kids will come out and that aren't hockey players and watch their buddies play the sport and have some fun here.
Yeah. Well, have you thought about the impact it's going to have on hockey in Sioux Falls as far as the numbers?
Yeah, I mean it hopefully will explode, and I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, a kid's going to come out here. We're going to do a lot of learn to skates, let's play hockey, learn to play hockey. So getting those younger kids, the open skate that we're going to have on Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, Sunday mornings, Saturday nights, where we're going to turn down the lights, kind of make it into a bit of a discotheque back in the 70s, where maybe some cosmic skating. Those are things that we all haven't planned. Just for whether you're a hockey player, a figure skater, or none of the above, just a cool place to hang out for kids, adults, college kids, whatever. On the weekends, this isn't just just a hockey rink. It's a community center, really. So that I'm excited for that too. And if kids come out and do an open skate on a Sunday and see maybe a hockey game going on here and say, I think I want to play hockey. Well, yeah, that's great. And that's what's going to make this sport, for figure skating, for for hockey, for maybe curling, whatever. I mean, they see that it's out here. It's only going to bring people to these sports.
And that's a good point. We need to remember that it's not just going to be hockey. The figure skating, beautiful figure skating, and I'm looking forward to watching curling other than during the Olympics.
Right, yeah, and that's one thing that I think maybe there's a little concern. The Argus did a story. It said hockey dad to run Scheels facility. Well, this isn't just for hockey players, and I'm meeting with the figure skating group next week, and getting them more ice too is the plan. I mean, they were practicing. They'd have to go to Laverne to skate. Well, we don't want that. We want them here. So we want that program to explode too, and have I don't even know if I think they had a late May ice capade show at the Spheric. Well, think what they can do here. I mean, they can expand that a lot more too. So yeah, it's great for every user group.
And we do have some very talented figure skaters in the state that this, I think, will give a great opportunity to showcase their talents more.
Absolutely. I don't know if they do state tournaments or whatever. I don't know, but we'll find that out, and we've got a perfect house for them to do that in.
All right. Well, thanks again for taking some time with us, Brian. Beautiful facility. We're really eager for September to roll around and see what this is going to look like when it's all put together.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. We're very excited for the relationship that we'll start building here, and Twitter followers out there. I know that you're big into that, and the kids like that. So yeah, we'll be you'll be hearing a lot from both of us here in the near future.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.